Hi guys, Ian here, aka GEVURAH Mantra. Welcome to another video and to my channel. And today I just want to spend a little time talking about a simple ritual called the Kabbalistic Cross, which when I first performed it, when I first learned of it and brought it into my spiritual practice, I understood it kind of intellectually and from the text written about it. But recently it's become to mean something more to me, and I've realized that with all rituals it is important to know the background and what they represent and the constituent parts of the ritual. But if that's all it stays at with you, then it isn't fulfilling its full potential. And I've learned that we have to integrate a ritual into our own practice, into our own understanding, into our own spiritual way of being. We have to give it meaning. We have to feel a sense of power and energy when we utilize it, when we invoke it, when we use that ritual for whatever purposes that we intend to use it. So I thought I'd just share with you the Kabbalistic Cross, and particularly my own, what it's come to mean to me. Now, it's a very simple ritual and involving some words and some movements. Can be done very quickly, but it's a very powerful ritual. It's very meaningful, and I think once we understand it, what it is actually representing, and once we take that within us, we begin to get a sense of its power. So firstly, what it means to me then. To me, the Kabbalistic Cross, which can be used as a devotional practice, it can be used as the beginning of a cleansing and clearing ritual, like the beginning of the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. But for me, I have found it's become very devotional. I use it now at the beginning and ending of my meditations, amongst other things. And it's become part of my daily practice. Because to me, it's declaring the nature of God. And I am attuning myself to the higher spiritual realms, because it's causing me to think about the nature and character of God, of divinity. And divinity is different to each of us. We must come to our own conceptualization of what divinity is. And I think in the Western world, the term God is often used for a particular aspect, a particular idea of divinity, but that is not the only concept of God. I believe that spiritual truths are unchangeable, but what does change is the way people represent those truths to themselves. So when I talk about God, as I've said in my other videos, I am not talking about necessarily the Christian concept of God. I am talking about the infinite being, the source, the supreme one, the Ein Sof of the Kabbalist. And in performing the Kabbalistic Cross, I feel I am declaring the nature of divinity. I am acknowledging it, and I am trying to attune myself to that power. Okay, so what is the Kabbalistic Cross? Well, let's go through the gestures and the words and the meanings. Some of the conventional meanings and some of the meanings that, have become very meaningful to me. So, first of all, if you look on YouTube, you will see a number of other videos on the Kabbalistic Cross. And when I first watched them, I thought, oh, they're not doing the same thing. But they were using different hands. And if you use, depending on which hand you use, the gestures look slightly different. But essentially they are the same. You can use either hand. I tend to use my right hand. And I extend my first two fingers and I fold the rest of my fingers behind. So you have like a pointing device. Now, if you have an ATEH or a ceremonial knife or a wand, you can use that as well. I tend mostly to use my hand. So I still myself, quiet my mind, and above my head I imagine a very brilliant ball of light. Now this is the symbol of Keter, first Sephira on the tree of life, and it is the point at which the divine being comes into manifestation, the first expression of the Godhead that the creation process might occur. To the Kabbalist, the Ein Sof, the no thing without limit, first appears as Keter. So we raise our hand, touch the blinding light of Keter, and draw a line down where we touch our forehead, and we say the first word, ATEH, ATEH, which means thou art. Now this became meaningful to me when I realized that the name that the divine being gave to itself when it first introduced itself to Moses, and I say itself because the divine is neither he nor she, but it's both. The name given to Moses was ATEH, I am. When Moses asked, who shall I say sent me? The divine being said, tell them I am sent you. Not I was, not I will be. I am, the constant, eternal, living one. So the divine being names themselves I am, and we honor that by saying thou art. So then we draw the line of light down, straight down and through our bodies, visualizing a line of beautiful light. Our hand stops approximately above our groin, pointing to the floor, where we then say MALKUTH, thou art the kingdom. And of course MALKUTH, the realm of 3D physical manifestation, is of the divine. It is the divine, for there is no other substance in the universe that anything can be made of. So we're not just saying yours is the kingdom, we're saying you are the kingdom. Everything is God's stuff. Thou art the kingdom. Then our hand comes up to our right shoulder, the GEVURAH. Now GEVURAH, if you remember, on the tree of life, is the sphere of severity, of power. Thou art the kingdom, the power. Then we move across, drawing the line of light from our right shoulder to our left shoulder, the GEDULAH. Now GEDULAH is another word for Hesed, and if you remember the sphere of Hesed, which is the sphere of mercy and of loving kindness, because Hesed is the sphere of bringing into being, the giving of life. So the mercy and the glory of the gift of life. Thou art the kingdom, the power, the glory. And our hands come together at our heart center, the center of the cross, Leolam, to the ages. Thou art the kingdom, the power, and the glory, to the ages. Amen. And in saying Amen, we are saying, so be it. We acknowledge all of these things. And you know, even as I'm running through this with you, I feel myself charging with what I can only describe as spiritual energy. Okay, so let's look at what the ritual itself will actually look like. So the whole ritual would look something like this. ATAH MALKUTH GEVURAH GEDULAH Leolam. Amen. And there you have the Kabbalistic cross, which is a wonderful, wonderful, empowering little ritual that you can practice. But think about what you're doing as you do it, and be invested with the power that it brings. Anyway, hope you found this of interest, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.